The college is what the students experience, period. It's not the books, it's not the budget, it's not the campus and the buildings, it's not the foundation, it's not the strategic plan, it's none of those things. What really defines the institution is how the students experience us, not how we experience them. And it's very hard to keep that discipline in front of you all the time because they come and go and we hang around. So the college got very clear about that some years ago, and we began a discipline of asking that question in all that we did. What is it we want the students to experience? And as we engaged what was called then the Learning-Centered Initiative, we were given two questions from the literature from a book by Terry O'Banion. The questions were, will this improve student learning? That's the first question. The second question is, how do we know it will? And you can do variations of those and say, how will this improve student learning? And what data do we have to tell us it will? Or what data will we look for to see if it did? So it's a dual focus. The learner is the focus and data is your friend. The unit of analysis is usually the section, not the individual student. So how's that class going for you? How far along are you in the book? The way we collect data, what's the average class size? What's the ratio of full-time to part-time faculty? These are all group statistics because that's how we experience students in large numbers and in all sorts of combinations of groups. But they don't experience us that way. They're individual learners and they have individual experiences that happen to be in community. So it took a lot of effort and discipline for us to ruthlessly assure that at every stage of our work we were understanding individual student experience. And it turns out there are not a lot of ways available to people to collect that data. Certainly the transcript is one way, and so we did lots of analysis of transcripts. A transcript is a way of documenting a student's pathway through the institution. So we did lots and lots of serious transcript analysis. In fact, it was transcript analysis that told us an earlier truth, which was the best way to predict a student's success in college is their success in their first 5 courses. That came out of transcript data. So transcripts were very helpful to us. We added to that in more recent years a national study called the Community College Survey of Student Engagement that asks large numbers of students in surveys what they're experiencing at the college, how much interaction they have with faculty outside of class, how often they've worked on group projects with other students, how much time they spend in their homework, all sorts of questions that were related to literature, to research that describes how student engagement affects student learning. And we took that data, oversampled it so we'd have lots of data, and took that data down to deep conversations on every campus. Still, we don't feel like we have enough information, so we've begun to do focus groups with students, for example. Sometimes blind focus groups with outside researchers behind the one-way glass to listen to students' experiences and opinions in a way that they might express to someone who's a stranger, but not to a professor or certainly a college president. Anyway, there are many, many ways now where we try to gather deep information, thick information about student experience at the college and wind that into our conversations around what we want them to experience. The college is what the students experience, so we need to design to student experience of us, not our experience of them.